With main streets revitalized and mask mandates lifted, many are eager to put the pandemic behind them.
Well, most local businesses have bounced back post-COVID, some even better than before, but there's still many struggling. Tahlil Mohideen joins us to share more on where help is needed the most.
Brady and Charlotte, the folks at Dane Buy Local say they receive about 1 to 2 calls a week from small business owners still struggling to keep their door opens. Many of those calls come from former grant recipients running out of options as pandemic relief comes to an end. It's the reason one business in Verona is turning to the community for help.
It was kind of one of her ideas, and I jumped on board and left the corporate world and been doing it for 15 years.
It's a plea for help the owners of Rocket Bicycle Shop and Cafe never thought they would have to make.
Came to a point that we just couldn't, well, we need to eat and we need a house over our head, and we had to just stop.
Since starting up in 2009, for Jessica Laufenberg and her partner Peter Oyen, business had been going great.
So we take the measurements from the client, determine the frame size.
And when they decided to expand into a bigger location, adding a cafe and event space, they were close to getting what they'd spent years building towards.
We've had wedding receptions, we've had tons of different events, so it's starting to become a place where people could celebrate.
For 10 months, their dream was realized.
And then the world happened.
The COVID-19 pandemic changed world, shut them down, brought supply chain issues, threatening to pull them under time and again as they struggled to keep the business afloat.
It just became really, really tough.
They got help from grants, paid employees with their savings, and maxed out their credit. And when the pandemic finally came to an end and business started picking up, by then it was too late. Their doors were shut in January.
When you've got a couple years of all that debt piling on and you can't catch up.
So now they're looking to their community for help paying off that debt and getting back on their feet.
We are at our last chance.
Hoping their closure isn't permanent. Shop owners say if they don't raise enough capital to relaunch their business, they'll refund all donations because they want the money to be used only for providing a community space. So far, their GoFundMe has raised about $20K. They need $150.